ladies and gentlemen. For years, we in the Black community could not gain traction and still can't in the political world. So, yeah, you have Black politicians, but they don't have no power. They can't do anything. I mean, they're the Black caucus is just there for show. They don't do anything. And now many of you are faced with the reality of dealing with politicians that are not working for the people. On the 26th, just this past Saturday, 12 million people in America lost their unemployment benefits. And we're only 5 days away from the official eviction moratorium to expire. And you got Trump refusing to sign the stimulus that has an eviction moratorium in it. See, we're used to politicians not lifting a finger for us. And see, y'all are on this, well, we gave you Obama, so what more do you want? Y'all weren't giving us nothing before Obama. What the hell are you on? You weren't giving us shit before Obama. Get the hell out of here with that crap y'all came up with. So now the rest of you are going to find out what it's like to be Black in America. Get ready for a bumpy ass ride, and you won't like it. So this came out on NPR, ladies and gentlemen. COVID-19 relief bill could starve off historic wave of evictions. But it won't. And they insulted everyone with 600 measly little dollars that's not going to do anything for a person being evicted. And just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. There are people in both situations. They lost their unemployment and they're being evicted. And your politicians are doing nothing but ignoring you. They don't care. Trump is at his golf resort down there in Florida, and all these millionaire politicians are in their mansions. They don't give a damn about anybody else. They serve big business. They serve millionaires and billionaires in this country. That's who they serve. They don't care about you being thrown to the streets. And I laugh at this American flag. Yeah, woman flying an American flag high, and she's still getting bounced on the street. Okay, so let me go ahead and play this audio for you from NPR.
Unless there's more help from Congress, millions of Americans who rent their homes could be evicted in the middle of the winter. We don't know if the COVID relief bill will be approved. Congress negotiated for 7 months, struck a deal, and then the president called it a disgrace. But what's in this legislation that could help renters? NPR's Chris Arnold has been looking into it. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, Noel.
What's in the relief bill that could help people from being evicted?
Well, there's $25 billion for rental assistance. We haven't seen that before. And that goes to states and cities. Renters apply. The money goes to the landlords. And the money's supposed to go to people who need it the most based on recent income. The bill also extends unemployment benefits, and 12 million Americans are set to lose those unemployment benefits the day after Christmas. That would just be a colossal disaster. So avoiding that prevents a lot of evictions too. I talked to Christina Rosales with Texas Housers. It's a low-income housing nonprofit, and it's in Texas where we've seen thousands of evictions happening already. She says this bill is a big help.
It will provide relief to millions of people who've been struggling to pay rent. Tenants can qualify for up to 15 months of rental assistance. So tenants who are behind 6, 7, 8, 9 months of rent could be covered by what's in this bill.
She also says that $25 billion is not going to be enough. That's going to need to be replenished, but it's a good start. Also, there's a question mark. How long will this take to get up and running? And that's going to depend a lot on the state and the city.
Now, this bill, as I understand it, also extends an order from the CDC that's supposed to prevent evictions, because that is a bad thing to happen during a pandemic. But it only extends it for a month through the end of January. Is that really going to help?
Yeah, I think the hope from the housing advocates here is that once the Biden administration gets in, that this will get extended further into the future and also strengthened, because this CDC order is a little flimsy and it's not working in a lot of places. People are still getting evicted. The CDC could also extend this by itself. It doesn't need another act of Congress. Also, interestingly, the rules of the rental assistance program appear to require that the renter is still in the property, has not been evicted yet. So that creates a pretty powerful incentive not to kick people out. If I'm a landlord and I'm owed 5 months of back rents, that's a strong incentive to keep the person there. So you put all of this together, it's a pretty powerful package that should help a lot of people.
You've been talking to people who are at risk of eviction or who are going to owe a lot of back rent. Tell me what you've been hearing.
Well, I talked to one person in Seattle who, after losing her job as a hairstylist, owes $10,000 in back rent.
It's definitely a relief for me.
That's Anna Braxton. Her husband also had his hours cut back, and they've got 2 kids.
I mean, obviously the timing is significant just because it is Christmas this week. So I would say just being able to be like, okay, like we can still get certain things for Christmas. We can do this. We'll still be okay. We're still going to be afloat.
And what about landlords who haven't been getting rent money? How are they reacting?
Well, landlords have been complaining throughout the pandemic that, look, there are these various eviction moratoriums, but who's going to pay the rents? If the tenant's not paying the rent, well, now there's $25 billion to pay the rent, and landlord groups that I talk to are very happy about that. The bill, though, as we've been reporting, has hit this last-minute snag that the president's been attacking it, so we're just going to have to see what happens there.
For sure. NPR's Chris Arnold. Thanks, Chris. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Noelle.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's not going to be enough money. You got to look at it this way. You got more renters in America than you do have homeowners. And 25 billion is okay. And I think it should be there to help people, but they just lowballed everything. They really did when you think about it. $600, $300 extra for unemployment, and $25 billion for a nation full of people where the majority of them are renting. They just lowballed everything. What an insult. But I don't expect decency from politicians. And ladies and gentlemen, Mitch McConnell was the one that lowballed the bill. He didn't want the $2.2 trillion that was presented to him back in May. So I went and looked at Kentucky. Man, Kentucky is a mess. It is a mess. They got so many people that applied for unemployment and never got 1 red cent. But somebody, a lot of somebodies, was crazy enough to reelect this man and put him back in office under the circumstances you were in. So I don't know what y'all were thinking about in Kentucky, putting that man back in, and your unemployment system looked the way that it does. And he's just sitting there trying to undercut everything, every chance he can get. Wow. I tell you what, if that's an example of a high IQ, I'm glad I don't have one. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.